Many years ago, in Ozella community, there lived a girl called Adakuelili. She was beautiful, just like an angel, and her parents, family, and friends loved her very much. They had great plans for her as she was growing up. She wanted to become a sewing mistress in the city, and everyone thought it was a good idea because she was good at making handcrafts. Adakuelieli's parents had an occupation of supplying kernels to men who came to the village to buy kernels for industrial uses. Every day, the family would sit on benches, cracking palm kernels to get the seed inside it. They were very fast at doing it, and each day they always cracked as much as 3 or 4 bags to sell. One day, while they were thus cracking the palm nuts, her mother hit a kernel, and the shell from the kernel flew from where it was and landed on her left eye, injuring the left eye. That was the beginning of a problem in Adakuelieli's household. Her mother was taken from one place to the other to cure the eye, but money became a problem. The eye was almost damaged by the force in which the shell hit the eye. All the money they had saved were all spent to make sure she regained her eyes back. But it wasn't enough. More money kept pouring in. Money was being demanded left and right. They borrowed from left, they borrowed from right. At the end of the day, they were badly in debt and the eye was still uncured. In that same community of Ozella, there lived a very wealthy man known as Enyi. Enyi had 20 wives and many children. He was in his late 60s. He lived both in the village and in the city. His wives lived in beautiful houses which he built in a place that looked like an estate. He got most of his wives from poor families who married off their daughters to him when they had financial problems. He would often help the families out as soon as he got married to the girls. The situation in Adakuelieli's home became so hard that her family decided to approach Enyi to marry Adakuelieli so that he would be able to help them financially to save their mother's eye problem. Her mother's eye. Enyi was very happy to hear that because Adakuelieli was beautiful, young, and a much talked about girl of virtue in the community. Adakuelieli was disappointed, in fact, in what was happening. All her dreams, aspirations, and going to the city to become a great sewing mistress were all shattered. She was disappointed. She sat down and watched as the marriage was done without any consultation. They never even consulted her whether she liked it or not. And they were just treating her as though she was not a human being. It was as if she was a prized meat. Money, a large sum of money exchanged hands, and she was escorted to her husband's home. And you knew quite all right that he was not Adakuelieli's dream husband and decided on winning her heart first before attempting to have any marital relationship with her. After all, he had 20 wives. He could have his way with any. So he decided to pet her and win her heart before having anything to do with her. She was the youngest, a very small girl. Enyi decided to take Adakuelieli to the city to live with her and they both lived there, and he treated her like royalty. Beside the house where they lived was a wharf where ships used to, anchor. There, the ships sailing from outside the country will harbor there. And Adaku will always go there to watch the ships each time that Enyi went out for his business. Every day after eating bathing, she will change and go to the wharf to stand and be watching the ships, big ships. Oh, sailing. They were all lining the dock. Some will be going, others will be coming in. She was grateful to Enyi for not touching her since their marriage, and thus her virginity was kept. One day when she went to the wharf and was watching the ships as they were moving, she was standing there when she heard an announcement that some of the ships needed workers and they were ready to sail abroad. What? She went to ask one of the workers there, what do they mean by that? Because she was not educated. They told her they needed people to work in the kitchen, in different parts of the ship. I asked her if she was interested. She said she was interested, but she said she didn't know how to write, and they accepted her because they were badly in need of hands. Thus, she was employed, and immediately she boarded the ship. As she climbed on board to sail, she was ready to sail to the end of the world, keeping her chastity and dreams alive. She did not care what happened to her, just an escape from the type of life her parents' situation had forced her into. Adakuelieli sailed abroad without telling any her husband or any member of her family what she was doing. She sailed, and for many years she worked on board. She learned how to read and write. Several years later, she met a young man who loved her so much and wanted to marry her. She told him all that had happened in her life, crying. Sam was ready to spend the rest of his life with her, and he told her so. So they sat together and planned. Sam was a captain in the ship. They planned to live in London, but before that, Adakuelieli said they had to return Enyi's bride price because she was still tied to him, as tradition demanded. She had spent good 4 years away from home now and did not know how her parents were doing. She prayed they would still be alive. She wondered how Enyi must have felt when he did not see her and could not find her. What must he have told the family? She asked herself within. They would think she had been killed somehow. Adakuelieli had enough money by now. All the money she had worked on board were intact, paid in foreign currencies. She was very rich. She was also very happy that Sam was a young and wealthy man too, a captain on the ship, and together they decided to travel to Ozella to see Adakuelieli's family and to return Enyi's bride price. In Ozella, the people were going about their duties when a car drove up along the road towards Adakuelieli's home. Everyone was surprised to see a couple alight from the car. They rarely saw cars come to the village, so they wondered who might have come to the village. It must be important and rich people that have come. But why Adakuelieli's home, they wondered. Adakuelieli and Sam came down, and it was a shock to everyone when it was discovered the last Adakuelieli was alive and had returned home. Her parents were surprised, but happy to see her that she was still alive. They hugged her and they were happy. Her mother's eye had gone. She was okay now, she could see. She learned Enyi had almost died when he could not find her, and he had finally decided to return home from the city out of frustration and dejection. The matter of her getting lost was finally quelled, and her parents compensated. He was not yet himself, he was still at a loss and not knowing what to do as she had gone missing. Adakuelieli and Sam went to see him and she begged him for forgiveness. Enyi was happy to see her, and it was as though his happiness and life enthusiasm rejuvenated. Adakuelieli begged him to forgive her at the way she had left him. Enyi forgave her and told her he knew he was not a match for her. Sam paid Adakuelieli's dowry as they returned Enyi's money, and they all went back to the city to stay. From there, the couple traveled to London, where they lived. They had children and lived happily. Adakuelieli's dreams became fulfilled, and she did a lot for her family. They also became one of the richest families in Ozella community. That's the end of the story. Please subscribe, share and like the videos, and don't forget to press the notification bell so that each time I publish a new video, you'll be one of the first to get it. And please share the videos. That's the best you can do for me. Thank you for watching.